You're listening to the Ochoman, Behind the Eight Ball, only on Ignotainment. Without further ado, the one, the only, Ochoman.
Behind the eight ball. All my life, that's where I
Behind the Eight Ball. I love this new tune. I love it.
it's
Hola,
awesome.
muchachos, my friends. And July 10th, Armand, Nick, Chris,
Hola,
and the
muchachos.
Ochoman.
The gang is together.
The gang is all together. Actually, I had one of the guys here. He was kind of pissed off at me.
Now, who would that have been?
Me and him went at it for 2-3 days. I called him an asshole. He called me names.
Yeah, what was the meaning of that?
I don't know.
What's the meaning of life?
What's the meaning of life? And we can't split up a great relationship like we have, you and me, over polar bears.
Yes, we can.
I guess we can.
We almost did.
Over the
Well,
polar
I
bears?
think you give
we
your
got
version
enough.
of the story.
Well, I just put something on Facebook, and next thing you know,
Now, wait a minute.
he-
Chris, did you see what he put on Facebook?
I didn't see it.
All right.
I've
Nick,
been
did
out
you
of
see?
town.
I think I know, but I don't.
I don't mind that you posted a ridiculous article on the polar bears dying.
That's the only
That's
thing
okay.
I had.
And that's okay. But he put my name on it. It was for you, and then he said asshole.
I didn't.
Oh,
put,
I didn't see
Yes,
that.
you did.
Asshole.
Yes,
I did not
I
see
could
that.
care less if
I
you put
swear.
that.
I swear to God, I said
arsehole.
a-hole.
A-hole. Oh,
A-hole, there you go.
I'm sorry. Yes.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
but
Was ever a man more misunderstood?
I put that on because I don't have any information, and I was like, "Here you go, a-hole." And you know,
Now, I don't even mind if you would text that to me. Now, if you text it to me, that's kind of
yeah,
funny.
yeah,
but
yeah.
to put it on Facebook,
I know. I
how
know
would
that.
you guys react to that?
I know that's grounds for you to take someone to McDonald's. And,
Well, all I
get
did
it
was
all.
then I
like
made
to-
fun of his gut, and all of a sudden now he hates me. I could say that his IQ is less than the pH of my stomach acid. He wouldn't care. But
Well,
I said something about him being overweight.
Sensitive topic, right? I'm
yeah,
trying to
right,
lose weight.
right. So then he's mad, and then he tells me to fuck off. Or that may be wrong too. What'd you say exactly?
No, I said
I
fuck
don't.
off.
Okay.
Is
There
this
you go.
gone? Is it
And that
still
was,
on?
uh,
Is it still on Facebook, or does it?
No, I got
don't
rid
know.
of the poor
That's
polar
that's
bear.
when I turned in my headphones and decided my Fridays
Turned
would be
in my
free from now on.
headphones.
Yeah, I had to beg him back on the show.
He's on podcast unemployment.
Groveling.
Yeah. Hey, what's been going on with you, Nick?
Working and just I've been listening to a lot of. I've been poking holes in this fucking Charleston church shooting.
Uh-oh.
You know what's amazing about that, Nick? They don't even bring up that kid anymore. It's all about the Confederate flag, and it's
Yeah.
really pissing me off a lot here.
Of course. Did you know it's like supposedly some churches burned down in the South that they're not even talking
By
about?
the way, that's not a Confederate flag.
That's the battle flag,
That's
right?
the battle flag of the Army of Northern Virginia. That is not the flag of the Confederacy.
What bullshit.
Okay.
Everyone's
that's true.
Everyone's ever thought
I
that.
thought you were claiming bullshit of my statement.
Yeah, bullshit your statement.
What do you mean? That's not the Confederate flag.
It's been known to be the Confederate flag.
Nick.
No,
you've
I
been
don't. I'm
that is
clueless
not
on what you're
the
saying.
That is
sir.
not the flag of the Confederacy. That is the flag of. That's the battle flag of the Army of Northern Virginia.
Well, even more inappropriate that they put it up. Like
Well,
that.
whatever. I mean, yeah. But
But look, I don't think that
we-
they should have taken it down because of
Right.
what happened. I think it shouldn't have been up in the first place.
We strive for exactitude on this show. I do.
Oh, well. God,
yeah,
forget about it.
That's throwing me off. Right
I'm on the
there.
wrong show again.
You are.
I listen to so many lectures, watch so many documentaries, listen to so many interviews and stuff, and I smoke so much pot. I don't remember details. That's why I'm always like saying this, that, and the other.
You generalize it like I do.
I do. I really do. Plus,
I don't generalize.
I'm not here debating any. If anybody has a question out there specifically, I'll give you the specific answer.
There you go.
I got it right here for you.
Right here.
Yeah.
No, really, I will.
Well, any questions about global warming, direct them to me.
And listen,
Yeah, and then he'll want to meet you at some McDonald's and kick your
No,
ass.
a question, not a statement, a-hole.
if I may point out some other things.
I thought you were going to bring in an expert anyway. Who are you going to get? Dr. Carl Sagan or something? Who are you bringing in?
I fucking had a guy on there from PBC and PBS.
But you know what's going to end up
PBC, that's a
happening
pipe.
is that you're going to have your guy in here and your guy in here, and
That's
it's going to be a
What are you
boring
gonna bring-
show.
He's
and
not
people
bringing
are
up
gonna
anyone.
You're gonna
He's
bring
not-
a
listen
plumber?
anymore.
I meant PBS.
oh
Oh.
Fucker.
PMS.
This
You guys are
Dylan
gonna
Storm
fight
Roof,
again.
some of the researchers I'm listening to are saying that he's an actor and that they've seen him on 90210, and they're bringing up these clips, and it looks just like him. This Dylan Storm Roof, Storm the Roof.
That's his name.
That's
his
his
middle
name.
name is Storm?
He's MK
Yeah.
Ultra
Dylan
alumni.
Storm Roof.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wait, he's what?
Storm the
alumni?
Roof.
Cool name. I got to give him that
MK
much.
That's our.
I'd
That
probably-
was our government's mind control program that they admit to.
Really? Did
yeah,
they admit to?
They admit to. Look it right up. Look at it.
Interesting.
You know, Stormcat.
Yeah, that
Horses.
came in through them Nazis.
So
from,
what is the conclusion
World War
you've
II.
reached?
Oh my God, so many, man. That same thing. It's just part of the show.
Oh.
It's just part of the propaganda.
I don't know
show.
what the fuck we're talking about.
And I was even the church
murders,
shooting, the Charleston church shooting.
Right.
First, I was thinking, okay, is this a mind-controlled assassin? Did he really go in there and shoot some people? And then I wasn't sure if it was that or if it's just like a Sandy Hook thing where no one died. And then I'm thinking that no one died after you see like the children, son and daughter of this woman who was murdered, who was killed there, and they're like, I'm just overwhelmed with love and.
Wait a minute. Now.
You know, also-
Wait a minute. So you're saying this was all staged?
Yes.
Son of a bitch! Where they got the game from this being staged? They got rid of the
The
Confederate
gun
flag.
thing. The gun thing. They're inciting a civil war, like I've been saying all along. Did you know that where they arrested him the next day in Shelby, North Carolina, that was the birthplace of the founder of the Klan?
Nathan Bedford Forrest?
Shelby, North Carolina, birth of the KKK.
He's the founder of the. Oh no, that's not
That's where he was
correct.
born. That's where he was
No.
born.
Oh, yeah, right. Because the birthplace of the KKK is Kokomo, Indiana.
You got all. Yeah, I know that.
Kokomo,
Birthplace of the
Indiana.
Republican Party, Ripon, Wisconsin. Birthplace of the Ocho Man, Granite City, Illinois.
Right on.
Oh, yeah.
Right on. Peace.
I wasn't born
It's
there.
scripted. There's some good actors here and some bad actors. Here, Obama gave them. This was the math I was doing.
Uh-oh.
Just gave
Yeah, he had a calculator
fast track
there.
$29 million to victims' families.
$29 million?
$29 million. Now you divide that by 9. 3.22 Skull and Bones number. Thank you.
Done and done.
I should have known.
No, he was working on it with his calculator.
And I
before the
had a
I
holy
can't-
shit moment. I'm like, I did
You
this
can
all
argue with me,
myself.
but you can't argue with figures.
I'm like, this is going to come up to something like 666 number or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
322. Thank you. Look up Skull and Bones. It's part. The actual number is part of their emblem. It's a
Where did that
skull,
come- what's that?
bones, and 322.
Yeah, but
Secret
why? What's-
society. That's
Yeah,
it.
but what's the significance of that? It has to be some sort of.
You see it all the time. You saw
Right,
it in
but-
21 Jump Street, the movie. He's standing next to a locker, and it says our classroom 322. When the Super Bowl in the Batman movie
Yeah,
blows
but I'm
up,
just wondering
they're
what
in
the-
stand 322.
Well, what's the
What
significance?
significance
Yeah, why?
of it?
Why
They don't
number?
tell you. It's a
Oh.
secret.
Oh,
But I think in Genesis 3, chapter 3, verse 22, whatever that says,
Oh.
has
What
been
is that,
speculated to mean that.
Yeah, Chris, get on that.
Yeah,
Bibliophile.
Genesis 3,
Well,
chapter
3:16.
3.
John 3:16 is
That's
what they.
316.
That
Yeah, but that's-
3:16 is
for-
love your
No, for
neighbor.
God loved the world so much he gave his only begotten
3:3?
Son.
Is that
Right,
what you
something like
said?
that.
3:22.
Chapter 3, verse 22.
No, that's what they have with all the football games, right?
Yeah, but I never knew what the hell they're
I don't know why they put that up. They try to fuck the guy up who's kicking a field goal by putting that on there.
Yes.
John 3:16.
Yes, now
How would that rattle someone?
Now it's an insurance hand, Allstate.
The man now become like one of us, knowing good and evil. He must
Oh,
must
okay.
not be allowed to reach out his hand and also from the tree of life and eat it and live forever.
Ah. Well,
So
there-
what
there
the
it
hell
is.
does that mean?
I
don't know.
That's-
Hey, if it's the Word of God, did he have to make it so damn complicated? I mean, you got to
Seriously.
become a scholar to understand the Word of God.
Well, that's how
That's
I
why
get
we have
you.
Armand.
Yeah, I still don't understand it, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, not everybody has an arm on.
I don't understand what the Pope's doing either. Did you hear what he called capitalism?
What's that?
Dirty dung.
Yeah, he did.
Modern capitalism is dirty dung.
Well, yeah, you know
what the hell is with this guy?
Well, it's in
That's
the
what you-
it's in the Bible too. It's in the Bible.
Oh yeah, look at that. Look that one up. I don't know what chapter and verse that's in.
Bible, the big guy, Jesus, he kicks
I don't-
all that.
That was the
stuff.
gamblers. He was kicking the gamblers
Well,
out
that's
of the,
what
out
you
of the
guys
temple.
do. That's what you guys do every day with the stock market. You're gambling on
That's
one.
what you consider capitalism. Boy, you're just as dumb as he is.
I am probably.
You know, we had a
telling you,
good
you guys are
pope.
gonna
The
end up
Polish
hating
pope
each
was
other.
great. Then we had that German idiot, and now he wasn't that bad. Let's give him. But this guy's awful.
I told you.
I think
I
this
told
guy's
you.
the
Jorge
best.
Bergoglio.
He's the
What an
he's the
idiot.
I think this guy's the
Jesuit
best.
Pope.
Argentine moron.
This guy's the
This
best.
guy's infallible.
This guy's the best pope
infallible.
we ever had.
I don't want to insult the Catholic listeners, but
He's a
But
wolf
you
in
finally
sheep's
made the
clothing.
right decision. This is
Guy
the best
can't even put his miter on right. Who's first it was global warming.
This is the first
now
guy
it's
that
capitalism.
stepped up and said,
Yeah, he can
of
step
all
up,
the
yeah,
shit that's
he can
going on with the
Yeah.
behind the doors and all that shit.
Right.
He stepped up, did that. He also stepped up with the Armenian genocide. Not one of them pricks said anything.
What did he say? What did he
Well,
do about it? What did he do about
He
it?
told the Turks, "You guys fucking did this."
He's like,
What, like he painted a new Sistine Chapel or
Well,
something.
I mean,
Big
yeah,
deal.
he
He's
did.
done
Yeah,
nothing.
he's done a lot
Capitalism
more
is
than
dumb.
You're
the way I
fucked
feel
up.
about it,
You're
Ocho Man, is like I agree with you. He's saying all the right things. He lets women breastfeed in the Vatican and all that stuff on Mother's Day. And he's like,
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he did. He let them breastfeed, and I was like, yeah, right on, go Pope. And because he was like, no children should cry because they're hungry in this
That's-
room and
well,
all
Why
that.
don't you
know what I
take him
mean?
outside the
Feed
church?
the hungry, clothe the
Well,
naked.
what's wrong with feeding in a church?
I don't want to see tits hanging out in a church. I just don't want to see that.
Oh, okay,
That's not a church. It's the
I mean,
Vatican. That's not
That's
a
still a
church.
church. That's
No, it
still
isn't.
holiness.
Well, anyway, I mean,
Holy
he
ground?
scores a
You
lot
don't
of
want
points
dribble
with
any
people,
milk?
but he's like Rand Paul, man. He's saying all the right things.
Yeah,
that means he's gonna fuck us.
Rand Paul is a brilliant man. This guy is an idiot.
Rand Paul is my guy too. One time, me and you get along on something.
Well, right, yeah.
And
well,
maybe the last time. We should mark this spot on the tape.
Mark it. This
yeah.
going into.
Put it on Facebook where everybody can see it. Jeez, nice and private.
By the way, I got you some donuts.
I know. I'm on fasting right now. So
Oh, fasting?
yes, my
Why?
fast ends at noon.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm losing weight.
You need to put on weight.
Well, to call you a glutton and to be a glutton myself, I found to be the height of hypocrisy. So I'm going to fast while
well, great.
you indulge.
Well, I am not indulging. I just had my whiskey here. By the way, this whiskey that I've had is probably the best.
Is that stag
We
stuff?
always have these obscure whiskeys.
No.
over here.
It's-
Yeah, where did you get
called
that? I mean, what, was some
Hatfield.
Saint Bernard in the Alps bring that to you?
No, it was actually sent over
Oh.
by some friends here in St. Louis who like the show. So
Hey, did you see that? Speaking of which, did you see that St. Louis brewery that had the Muhammad?
no.
Look that up, Chris. They had the Muhammad. I don't know. Well, show it, and I'll.
Well, getting
They're
back
gonna get
to,
blown up. Actually,
getting back to my whiskey here.
Yeah.
I think this is the best bourbon I have ever fucking had, and it's called
not
the legendary Hatfield and McCoy family brand whiskey. And I tell you what,
they make it in
tasted
St. Louis?
No, it's.
Oh.
Not, I don't think it's
Kentucky,
made here.
right? Kentucky bourbon. It's
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's. I'm telling you, this is the best taste that I've ever had on bourbons. It's unbelievable.
Did you see that picture, Nick, of Muhammad? They were mocking him. There it is. I think. Yeah. That. Yeah. That's. No. The microbrewery in St. Louis that had the.
I was trying to find it.
That's all right.
There we go.
The.
Yeah.
Well, all right.
Anyway.
let's
Yeah,
go
we'll
on
find
there.
it,
We're-
discuss it
Don't
later.
even go down that road.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we'll all be.
I love that area, by the way.
Decapitated.
I always get hammered. It's a party town. It's
Where?
Soulard area.
Oh.
Oh, God damn it. That's a good time over there.
That is.
Oh yeah.
And you know what? They're selling that Johnny's.
Are they really?
There's some. How about us putting our money together?
That
and
would be a
buying?
good buy.
I'm telling you.
Hell
right,
of an investment.
We can't keep Johnny, so we'll call it Jono's.
Jono's.
Who's he?
Who's that?
Ocho's.
Yeah, Ocho's, yeah.
Do we get all the staff along with
the
the purchase?
staff has got to stay there.
Staff's got to stay.
What?
They're all in fucking mini skirts.
Oh,
Well, that's
why are
anywhere
they
in
selling the
Soulard.
place?
And I have no idea. The place is always packed.
Well, listen, if we pool all our money, we could probably come up with what, about $6-7 grand?
I mean,
10 tops.
yeah.
If Nick can peddle some pot for us, we can get up to $7,500.
Now, don't be.
I'm just global warming over here,
You'd be
pot
better off
smoking over
selling
there.
it to me than and you'd get your money.
Look at that.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Oh, don't do that.
Yeah.
Listeners, you're
don't
missing
do
out.
that.
Get your hand off my knee.
God, I feel like Charlton Heston and Ben-Hur, where they wouldn't give him the water.
What happened there?
If you're not
Jesus
listening,
gave
they're
him
like
water.
they're perving
Didn't you see
these,
the movie?
I
hot
fucking
picks
forgot.
on.
That was fucking.
He was going through the desert across Sinai and everything else, and he's
Ben-Hur?
yeah, and then he wouldn't.
You mean Moses?
no Ben-Hur? 3 years after Moses.
Fucking sounds like the same script as Moses.
He actually had the same woman play his mother, Martha Scott, and I think she was younger than he was. No, she was 2 years older.
Oh fuck, that's fucked up.
But anyway, they went across, and he was parched, and he was just about to die. No water for him, and he's he's eating dirt
Did
literally.
my little guy say that? No water for him,
No,
Moggs.
the Roman, a day
Yeah.
player, and he said that, and then Jesus came up to him and gave him water.
Oh, God.
What a hell of a
It was
guy.
a very touching
What a
scene.
hell of a guy, that
beautiful.
Jesus.
Moving
I
scene.
love Jesus.
Jesus played by who else?
Can't go-
Edward G. Robinson.
Shut up.
Yeah, water. See,
Give him some water.
give that
see?
Jew water. Yeah,
What's
yeah.
the matter with you?
Yeah.
You want to see him die?
Hey, you know the actress Tuesday Weld?
Yes, I do.
Okay, do you know who that is, Ocho, Chris?
Absolutely not.
All right, you
course
seen the
not. Are you
movie
kidding?
Once Upon a Time in America?
Yeah, she was in that.
Once Upon a Time in America gangster, and she's De Niro and James Woods and the
Well,
guys. They go in and
James
rob the
Wo-
bank,
Right. She was the
and she's like, make it look good, and
she was
has
the Detroit
like De Niro
cock
race.
squasher.
She was in.
Remember that? That's
what's
what they
that?
call her, the Detroit cock squasher. That her name? That was her nickname.
In that.
Yeah.
Toby Gillis.
Cock squasher.
That's
Yeah,
how
they
I
call
know
her.
it.
They
yeah,
call
she
her.
was on
They,
that.
well, they had it. Well, go ahead. You tell it. I mean, it's your
Dobie likes to
story.
rock and roll.
I wasn't going to talk.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't
Well,
know
I'll
about
tell that story. Tuesday, they arranged. They're the Jewish mafia, and they arranged this jewelry heist, who was arranged by Joe Pesci, by the way. And
You little motherfucker.
yeah. What am I here to amuse you? So
might have
anyway,
seen this.
they go and they do the
Robbery.
Robert, thank you.
Fucking spit it out, fucker.
Well, I'm getting excited.
All right.
They do the robbery, and she like says, "Hit me." And I don't want to hit you. Hit me. And she's like, come on.
She's a
And-
teller at the
and-
bank.
Yeah, she's a teller. So he get a little rough with her, and he does her up the ass, too.
And she's like, make it
She's
look
begging-
good. And
yeah,
she's
make it
like
look good, right.
pulling her dress up.
Because she knows
you
it's
know?
coming. And so they call,
Yeah.
and then they have a whorehouse, and later in the movie, she comes to work at the whorehouse, and they all look, hey, look who it is.
Okay.
It's got the Detroit cock squasher.
Now let me tell you about that woman, Tuesday Weld, who she is. When she was, she is a satanic druid princess. Okay.
I thought she was a
She
Detroit
is
cock
a-
squasher.
Okay, you know.
All of the above.
She was on Dobie Gillis,
I think
too.
the Rolling
I
Stones.
love Dobie Gillis.
Yeah, she was his
First
girlfriend.
of all, start thinking of all these rock and roll songs that have the word Tuesday in them. Okay.
Goodbye Ruby Tuesday.
Right. Okay, that's the album. I'm not sure if it's on that album, but there's Stones have an album called Her
Satanic Majesty's Request. Right.
Her Satanic Majesty
good
is
album.
Tuesday Weld.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Man, that's a good trivia question.
Now let me explain this. Also, Anton LaVey in the Church of Satan, in his author's notes or whatever in the beginning introduction, talks about Tuesday Weld. Or, no, I'm sorry,
Now, the Rolling
that's not
Stones
true.
actually
Hold on.
dedicated that album, and Tuesday Weld is Satanic
Tuesday
Majesty.
Weld is her satanic is the Satanic Majesty. When Tuesday was
That's a parcel
15,
of news.
her what do you call it? Her ancestry goes back to like Druid
Right.
Druid royalty.
I think you better
okay?
explain to Ocho what a druid
so,
is.
No, you'd be better with that. But anyway, so when she was 15, they found she had these powers. Like she could levitate, she could do all this shit.
Wow.
So they wanted to put her into rock and roll and infuse her like into rock and roll. Now, she dated Don McLean, okay? Who wrote
American Pie.
Yes. Now, there was a sacrifice
Hey,
for
put a
her.
sock in it, will you?
There was a sacrifice
Shane.
for Tuesday Welds for her Satanic Majesty, and that sacrifice was Richie Valens, Buddy Holly, and
Big Bopper.
Yeah.
Ah,
Now, Don
it is.
McLean dated Tuesday Weld, who wrote the song that makes that legendary, right?
Yeah.
Now,
Tuesday
as
Weld
the
wrote that
Flames,
song?
No.
Don
She
McLean
dated
wrote
Don
that.
McLean.
Well, I'm trying to get it straight.
And the song is about that.
Right. Of
Now,
course, the day the music
let's
died.
talk about those lyrics.
Yes.
He says, as the flames rise high into the night to light the sacrificial rite,
Correct.
I saw Satan laughing with delight.
That's right.
What does that mean? What does that mean? What does that got to do with anything?
I thought it was just poetry.
Well, I thought he was saying that, Satan was sated.
He
that
was saying
night
that it was a
because
satanic
rite.
rite.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, there it is.
Yeah.
there you go.
You didn't know that, did you?
I had no fucking idea.
Yeah.
I hope he doesn't
Yeah.
sacrifice
Yeah,
one of us
yeah,
in here.
stick that up your polar bear's ass.
And you son of
And
a bitch.
send him out on a piece of ice.
Leave my polar
So
bear.
while we're like in the 60s,
Hey, Chris, check
oh,
the
wait a
polar bear
second.
population, will you?
Stupid Bloody Tuesday.
Oh, fuck the polar bear.
25,000.
I am the walrus. He says,
Yeah.
"Stupid Bloody Tuesday."
Oh, how about
Pornographic
Tuesday's Gone?
Priestess.
How about-
Tuesday's Gone with the Wind.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
There's
Who
another
sings that?
Leonard Skinner.
Leonard
Love that
Skinner,
song.
Right. Tuesday's Gone with the Wind.
There's actually a punk band right now called the Real Tuesday Weld, and they have a song called Satan. And Anton LaVey said that part of his Church of Bible of
She's getting
Satanic
a little old.
Bible.
She's
yeah.
you know what she was good in?
she looks
Remember
good.
the Cincinnati Kid? Did you ever
yeah,
see?
yeah,
remember
yeah.
who he played? Remember
No.
Steve McQueen?
Yeah.
Lancey Howard? Who played Lancey Howard?
I'm not sure.
Oh, come on.
Come
Edward
on.
G.
Edward G. There
You're
you go.
good, kid.
I would
but as
guess
long as
that
I'm around,
without
you're
even
second
knowing.
best. You might as well learn to live with it. Remember that? You dumbass.
I'm
Actually-
trying
Spencer
to get
Tracy.
over. I'm trying to get over this whole incident with the whole Confederate flag. Still, guys.
Well, Spencer Tracy was supposed to play that part, but he was sick. So Edward G. Robinson got the part.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see that? It was about poker. And Lancey Howard's the man. He's the guy that's been the man forever, 30 years, right? And he's the greatest poker player in the world. And Steve McQueen lives in New Orleans, wants to
Cincinnati
challenge him.
Kid.
Tuesday Weld is his girlfriend.
Oh,
And
yeah.
they have
I've
the
seen
big
that.
game at the end.
Yeah. I've seen it. Long time ago.
I seen that kind of like with what is that? Tales from the Crypt, where they cut each other's fingers off on every poker hand. It was a fucking cool episode. I loved
Jeez,
that.
no bluffing in that game.
No. Every time you lost, you had a finger cut off. It was on Tales of the Crypt. One of my best episodes I ever seen.
The toes, too? What happened when you...
I think it all ended with the. Well, I don't remember how it ended, but the guy that lost didn't have a shit. It was all cut up.
2 stubs.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a high-stakes game.
Anyway, yeah, but like I was saying, boys,
That's capitalism
This
for you.
shit just went
Dirty
down
dung.
today. This shit
What's
went
the-
down
what
today.
Are you
with
in the
the
flag?
Yeah, I'm with the.
Never mind that. Well, what are you going to do? It's
I
liberalism run amok.
I just
Or
think that
stupid.
he's standing on one view, and I look at it differently.
What's your view, Nick?
Nick says it should be done, and you
And
know what? I don't have anything against what Nick's saying, but Nick's also saying it shouldn't be brought down because of this kid. It
Well,
should have been brought
all
down
right.
for,
Have
and
it-
I would buy that more than for what
All right,
happened.
let's bring the founding fathers into this. Nick, do you know the concept politically of filtration? Have you ever heard that term?
Yes. But
When
you go
Thomas
ahead.
Jefferson uses it.
Go ahead.
Thomas Jefferson used these guys were so brilliant. They foresaw things like this back in 1780s, convention, constitutional convention, etc. It's called filtration, and Jefferson always made it very difficult to make a law. The reason being, when crap like this happens, naturally your emotions take over.
Take over, yeah.
So he made it very difficult because he knew men's emotions would make them lose sight of the law, just like us in global warming.
Right.
And I apologize because I lost my head a little bit there too, and I responded
yeah.
immediately.
Right.
So Jefferson always thought, if you take a little time and you relax and you breathe and you think things over, and that's why he made it difficult for a law, because then you're going to make laws based on thought and cogent reasoning,
Right.
as opposed to just hot-headedness, which is what this is. That's what he called filtration. Let it filter down.
Right.
And it was brilliant.
Right.
And,
That's
and there you go.
beautiful, man.
Nick, you buy that?
I understand it, but I mean, honestly, look, it's just this is my simple view on it. And it's got nothing to do with these church shootings or a new civil war or anything. It's offensive because the person that designed it said that he designed it, and it represents white supremacy. He said that. That's his quote, that it represents white racist supremacy
Well, but-
over
All right, then,
multi-ethnic,
all
did he
right,
say,
well-
and a colored race.
Well,
that
white-
would mean you, I think, and
right.
you, too.
Well, Abraham Lincoln was a white supremacist too. You going to take him off the $5 bill? Because I can give you quotations of his.
Look,
saying
you know what? You
the black
show me.
man is
You show me
inferior.
he was a white supremacist, and take him the fuck
All
off.
right, I'll
Thank
show you the
Yes,
quote.
Then
give
do
me
that.
a quote. Lincoln on inferiority of the black
Well,
race. Chris.
I mean, not that I'm going to get him up, but if I found out he was, I wouldn't have any problem with
it's
saying,
hypocrisy.
"Yeah,
It's
take him the
crazy.
fuck off that bill." Yes,
But things change. This is back then.
things should
Nick,
change
there
for
was
everybody.
Yeah, but it's science changes because people thought, first of all, racial. There's no such thing as race. Okay, as far as biology goes.
There's a difference between.
There is no such thing. Biologically, there
different-
is.
That's fine, but
Okay,
I'm just
right.
saying, don't say that it's not category. People don't look at blacks and white. Come on.
Would you
now.
read that quote, please?
Okay. That's a long quote.
Well,
is there
yeah.
a specific
Look,
part
First
that
of
you
all,
want me to
before
read?
you read it, you don't have to convince me that Lincoln is
No, I'm
racist
just
if you're
saying,
going
it's-
to.
but nobody knows. I'm not
can buy
convincing
that.
you. I'm convincing
but
everybody
I
listening.
didn't know that.
But you
I
can take
didn't
him
know
off the
this.
5 if he is. Sure.
Go ahead, read it real quick.
Okay.
If
I will say then, I am not, nor have ever been in favor of bringing about in any way the social or political equality of the white or black races. That I am not, nor ever have been in favor of making voters or jurors Negroes.
Of
nor-
Negroes.
Of Negroes, yeah, sorry, voters or jurors of Negroes, nor of qualifying them to hold office.
Nor to intermarry with white people.
And I will say, position that there is a physical difference with the black and white races, which I believe will forever forbid the races from living together on terms of social and political equality.
There is something about him saying they're actually inferior somewhere in there. I've read the quote.
I agree.
Yeah, but you have to take.
I say upon this occasion, I do not perceive that because the white man is to have the superior position that the Negro should be denied everything. So he's saying the white man.
He's basically saying the white man should take care of the black man because he's so superior to him, and that's what the British thought too. The whole British Empire was predicated on that.
Messed up.
While they
white man's burden. If you read that stuff,
remain together, there must be a position of superior and inferior.
Of course, that's what he said. Not of course. I agree with it. Of course, but the thing is, race in itself. Race in itself is a social construct. It has nothing to do with genetics. Has nothing to do with any sort of biology. It's completely a social construct.
I agree.
But they didn't know that 150 years ago. Nobody even knew any of that stuff. Sure. So you can't blame people for being ignorant. That's all I'm saying. This is ignorance. It is not what we would consider, quote, racism.
Oh, very good point.
Like xenophobia.
That's all.
People just, I don't know.
The British thought the same thing about the Indians, the South Africans, and everybody else. The Boers. They thought all this. It was the white man's burden to civilize these people because the white man was superior to them inherently.
So
that's good shit.
So
you're totally right.
But what? So are you saying
I'm right
that,
on global warming too? Would you admit that?
No, fuck off on that one.
I still don't see
Fucking
though
polar
your
bears,
point
too.
though. I mean, because
it's not racism per se. It's ignorance.
Yeah,
that's all.
that's
Woodrow
what I'm
Wilson
getting
said the
from
same
that.
thing, and he's a
Yeah, but-
progressive's hero.
But as far as so the Confederate flag should stay up because why?
Nobody knows that, though. I mean, it's
Why
no
should
longer
it
a
stay
symbol
up?
of that. Just because the guy who originated Henry Ford hated Jews. What are we going to do? Take his name off all the cars?
Henry Ford wasn't. He wasn't no. His cars. He's a businessman. He can do that. He's not a leader. He's not
but
our
you
The guy,
state.
who, the guy who designed the
have-
flag is not a leader either.
Well, no, but his
he's a
flag should not
seamstress.
stand for. Should not wave.
But you
You
got
know,
the same
in front
concept,
of our courthouses.
But you got the same concept as a Ford car with the Ford emblem
That's
being driven
anti-Semitism.
around.
That's a product. That's not a flag standing with our American flag
All right.
next to it in front of a courthouse where laws are.
All right, then do you agree
Come
then?
on,
Okay,
guys.
even yielding that point, do you agree that they should take the Dukes of Hazzard off TV because there's a Confederate flag on the General Lee?
No.
Well,
Okay, well,
I don't.
that's what's going on.
No, I don't.
Wait,
I don't
I say-
agree. That
okay.
I think they should have left that on and just been like, come on.
I think
I wish
what
they'd
he's
take.
I
saying-
think
I
that's
wish they'd
pushing
take
for
Daisy
civil.
her
pushing,
shorts off. Now,
That's
that'd be all
pushing
right.
for people to fight.
Daisy.
That's
She
what
looks
it is.
terrible, by the way. Have you seen her lately?
I
Barbara
think-
Bach.
I think
Oh.
what he's saying is that
Hideous.
like in the sense of if it's the state or the federal government that they should have that it's separate than a private entity.
Then vote on it.
So that
why not? If it's a state issue, let them vote.
Sure, but I'm saying like in terms of removing the Confederate flag from the Dukes of
I
Hazzard
get it.
or whatever. I don't think that any of us, should have any say-so either way on that because it's a private entity. Like if Walmart decides I don't want to sell this stuff, that's fine. Who cares? If they decide that that they don't want to sell the Bible, who cares? I don't care. They're
Well,
a
the
private
whole
entity.
point is, though,
Right.
well,
They can make any decision
These
they
are rather
want.
obscure facts that Nick is coming up with, just as what I came up with Lincoln. Do you think most people, when they think of Abraham Lincoln, think
No,
of that
they-
quote, or
they
Woodrow
make-
Wilson, who
they-
said even worse things
They
about
make
black
him-
people?
They make Abraham Lincoln like
Right,
the
the
freedom,
savior, right, and Woodrow Wilson,
Right,
same
well-
thing. So people don't know that. So
Yeah,
we're
you're
ignorant
totally
too.
right.
All I'm saying is that we have to separate the
So
government
that's-
aspect of it and the the corporate aspect of it. If eBay decides I'm not gonna,
Sell
we as
anything
eBay as an
Confederate.
entity aren't gonna allow anything to be sold on here with a Confederate flag on. Hey, that's fine.
Yeah, but it's getting
your
out of
business, you
hand
do
because
whatever you
now
want. Yeah,
they're
but-
getting down to the American flag because the American flag to them represents slavery.
Well, and
what did it
that's-
represent?
I mean,
same
but still,
thing.
I mean, so if it's the government who's doing it, sure, I want to say it, and I don't want to allow that to happen. But if I don't see any difference between eBay doing it,
Chris.
Walmart doing it, or the shoe shop up the street doing it.
I gotta tell you guys, Walmart. I think it was last week or the week before. They said we will not make a Confederate cake, but they went off and did an ISIS cake.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I
but
mean,
that's
honestly-
their call, though.
Are you kidding me?
No,
but
that
that's
was
okay,
that was
because
on
they're-
they showed a Confederate cake saying no, we're not making
Why
any
don't you-
Confederate
you know,
cake, but
what-
they
what
will
did-
make an ISIS cake.
Ochoman, would this be, or Nick,
wants
whoever
an
I'm arguing
ISIS
with?
cake?
I don't know if I'm arguing with everyone. Would it
No,
satisfy you if the state put a plaque underneath this flag saying this flag, we are proud of this flag due to its the connotations of statehood, and we are proud of our heritage as Confederate states. It in no way is meant to imply that the black man is inferior or that we are advocating slavery. Would that be enough?
Yeah.
Do you have to take the flag down?
Yeah, no, and I'm not.
Hey, man,
just
I don't find time in
qualify
my
it.
day to bitch about it. I think they should leave Dukes of Hazzard on because
No,
that's
I'm
just
talking
a show about rednecks.
You made a
So let
suggestion
them
about the
have their-
government, but if they put a disclaimer,
Yeah.
Yeah, I
would that
think
be
that'd
enough?
fine. Yeah. For me,
What's
it
the
would be.
problem?
Well, and I think that
I don't have a problem with it.
Okay,
Yeah,
well
well,
then, okay.
and-
Just don't call me an a-hole on Facebook like this guy.
I don't think. Yeah, I don't see that.
No, well, and
That
all
was-
you
that
know,
was
you-
art.
You deserved it, dude.
I don't want you to like meet. Call me up, have me meet
Totally
you at the football
gratuitous.
field or something.
Well, and
No,
I
no,
think
no.
we gotta
Park bench by the swimming pool.
I think that everyone's got to understand how to separate the issues. And so, like, yes, as much as I would hate for Walmart to say we're not going to do a Confederate flag, but we'll do an ISIS flag. Okay, so the vote I have there is I can stop shopping there, and if 100 million other Americans feel that way, they can stop shopping there also. But I don't. I'm not in the business of wanting us to be able to step in and say
you're
well,
right.
Walmart
Totally.
has to do this or Walmart has to
I
do that.
agree, and that's what we've done right now.
Yep. No,
That's
I
what
know.
we've
Yep.
infringed on right now. Is these people are?
By the
I
way,
don't even know this kid anymore.
By the
that
way-
killed all these black people in the church.
Right.
I don't even look at him anymore. I look at the whole blame being on the Confederate flag. That's crazy.
Walmart is our sponsor
wait,
today, by the way.
I don't
yeah.
hear
No, they're
anybody
not.
saying
I got
that
the
though.
sponsor.
Who's
I
our
got-
sponsor? You
I
already,
got-
you already gave them.
Well,
a plug.
I got to
I'm
give
giving
them
Walmart
another
a plug.
We're really going to get these
I'm getting that
guys.
burrito today too.
Fuck your burrito.
No, I'm going to the Alton Bells 2-for-1
there you go.
lunch. You want to go?
I can't. I'm trying to slow
Sponsored
down
by
on the
Argosy,
You wanna pay?
Alton Bell Casino,
Yes.
Have
2-for-1 buffet.
the loosest slots in the area.
Yeah, I'd like to find the loosest sluts in the area.
Johnny's in Soulard.
I get the tightest. Well, anyway.
Have any of you heard
Prudes.
anything about Jade Helm 15 yet?
Oh, it's still going on?
Still going
Haven't
on.
we won
it
that
hasn't
war
started
yet?
yet.
Oh,
It hasn't
okay.
started yet. Really.
What's going on with that, babe?
Jade Helm 15 is a military exercise. They have
At Walmart.
tons of shit over here at Walmart. You look up the Cincinnati Walmart has razor wire around it now. That close. Well, yes, it does. Razor barbed wire around it now.
Did you see that
And
poor
some
guy
of
get the
them
shit
are
beat
getting
out of him in
watchtowers in
Cincinnati?
the parking lots.
Well, we need it in
Hello?
Cincinnati. Did you see that guy get the crap beat out of him
Why?
for being white? You
Being
didn't see that
white.
on Facebook? Oh, they beat the
he
hell
probably
out of that
deserved
guy.
it.
That happens
Absolutely.
every time, man. White, blacks,
It's
they're
gonna
going to beat each
happening
other
right
up.
now.
They're going to beat each other up
on
all the
Facebook.
time. It's not a big deal to
Oh,
me.
well, I don't know. He was a mess.
Yeah, I just want you to know, I was jumped in New York, but I've been robbed like several times. I've been jumped by black guys, Hispanic guy, white guy. I've been beaten up by them.
Why?
I'm not racist.
Why would they
There's nothing
jump
racist
you, man?
about it.
Why would they jump you?
It seems
You're
like
a
I was
all
in the
the
wrong place
racists
doing the
hate
wrong
you.
thing.
I don't know. You know, Nick has victim written on him a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm not a real threatening looking guy. So
Attack me. It's a sort of. It's I think it has something to do with the he's got a joint in his mouth and he's a little diminutive and yeah, he just.
I've always
Just makes
known
a
Nick to
perfect
be
victim.
this type of guy, a very passive, good guy, and it was like he was like this in high school too. He was
Yeah,
a good
I'm
guy.
not saying he should be. I'm just
I
saying,
mean, he was the guy we wanted to protect. This was our American duty.
well, the guy, the guy that,
thank you, Ochoman. Right on.
well, the guy that
That's
was
how
my
I serve my country.
my lifeline. I guess I already told this story about the guy that was my lifeline on Millionaire. He was kind of built, probably smaller than Nick, probably
Really,
about 20 pounds.
the one that
lighter.
helped you out with that
Yeah,
answer. That
right.
was I look back at that answer all the time, and
You
he
knew
was 100% sure
Well,
to
of
tell
course.
you that. It
Well,
was
everybody
beautiful.
knew that. Apparently, I'm the only idiot in the world didn't. But anyway, Jeff was his name, and not only was he built, maybe 20 pounds lighter than Nick, he's also a little
20
ambiguous.
pounds lighter than Nick.
Yeah,
What was he?
yeah,
A
he's
fucking
very,
jockey?
Yeah, the guy's a stick figure. Guy looks like he should be on a hangman game. so anyway, he was basically he was when he was moving to California. He told me the story. He was moving to California and making the cross country trip, and it was about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and he stopped at a truck stop and went to the bathroom. Just had to stop and I guess 3 good old boys came in, and it was looking like it was just about over for good old Jeff. And fortunately for him, he was packing. And he
No
pulled a
shit.
gun, and out they ran.
I think that's the only
There you
way.
go.
Sometimes we could talk back.
And this guy's the most peaceful guy you would ever meet.
We could talk bad about guns all we want, but if for situations like that, we're little
Think about
guys,
that,
and
man.
even myself, my wife, whatever. I mean, if we're going to use it for that type,
Sure.
what the
Your wife
hell?
should have one in her purse. Are you kidding? She
Hey.
should have a 22 in her
By-
purse.
by the-
and
by
your
the-
daughters, too.
By the way, Nick, Bill Murray calls Cardinal fans Satan's messengers.
Yeah, is that how they Oh, you didn't see that? I saw that. I was going to talk. I was going to bring that up.
Why
to
does
Nick,
he
too.
hate the Cardinals? I love Bill
He's from
Murray.
Chicago.
Yeah, I think he's got a good
that's-
point. I
yeah,
think
yeah.
the Cardinal fans are fucking Satan's messengers, those pricks. All of
funny.
them. All of them out there listening, you all.
Is there some sort of
Worship
sacrifice?
Satan.
Is that
think
why we're winning?
He'd be right if he was talking about the Chicago Bulls.
Bill Murray is a longtime Cubs fan, and he doesn't talk kindly about the rival Cardinal fans.
Bill Murray looks awful, too. Boy, that guy is a hideous
He
man.
does look rough.
He is an ugly
he's
guy.
fucking 60,
He
65.
never was good looking. He was always ugly.
You didn't like him in Carl? How he looked.
Well, I mean, I think he's funny. I just think he's very ugly. That's
I
what
thought
makes
he
him
was
funny.
a very nice, attractive guy, dude.
You know
Carl?
he pulls women.
Carl, the long guy for Caddyshack.
Oh, that was his name?
Famous
He
Cinderella
was
story.
still ugly. He was an ugly man. You know, and that scene with him and
Bet
Chevy
he
Chase.
gets more pussy than you.
Oh God, yes. Are you kidding? I know monks that get more pussy than I do.
I know monks.
Jeez, dead people get more.
Oh,
pussy.
man.
Corpses in the morgue get
All
laid.
right, I got your fucking point.
A-hole.
Yeah.
Put it on Facebook, why don't you? Yeah.
Put it up there,
yeah.
eh?
Yeah.
Oh, for the love of God! I call one guy. I call him a-hole one time, and next thing you know, all hell breaks
I got
loose.
your polar bears right here.
You know something?
Polar bears.
I could just totally turn this thing around right now.
Turn it around, baby.
Turn it around,
Turn the
please
beat
do.
around.
Manson is fake. The whole thing is fake.
That's pretty much out there.
Linda Kasabian too, the Armenian gal.
She
Harley
didn't
or
do a
Maryland?
goddamn thing. Armenians don't do things like that.
Exactly. Nick.
I knew it was phony.
You should be on our Armenian show.
Manson swastika is in a different place when you see it in photos. They just pull these people out. They call people on their phone and, yeah, you got that parole hearing coming up next week. You got to make it over here to L.A. Okay, Linda. All right, yeah. Bring your scrubs.
So what
or
was
whatever,
fake?
you know.
He didn't engineer that whole thing.
I don't even know if anybody was murdered.
Oh,
They wanted to kill the hippie thing. Did you know that Polanski he took up with her younger sister,
Sharon Tate?
Tate's younger sister, of 15 years younger?
That figures.
Now, that was Sharon. That wasn't, you can't find out. I think her name's Patty Tate or something, Patricia Tate. You can't find out anything on her pre-1970.
Oh.
Yeah,
But what about the rest of them? Folger, Abigail Folger, and
they were all rich kids. They all had Tate's father was military intelligence, just like so many other people around that time.
By the way, did he get married to that gal from Bunker Hill?
Yeah, Manson. Manson got married.
Did she marry him?
Was called off.
I think it got called
Oh,
off.
Oh, did it?
Damn.
Well, here's a big one. In California penal system, you cannot have a beard, and he has a beard. Since 1998, beards are prohibited in California penal system. Before that, they had to be reduced to an inch long. He has a beard in 2011.
Maybe he's in a different department, though. Are you talking about the entire prison?
California penal system, no beards.
Oh my God, we got to look that one up.
Yeah, and
That's
he's got a
crazy.
beard
I
and
want
his
to see the moving.
swastika.
Yeah, I want to see that X move.
His
It used to be an X,
swastika
right? And then it was a.
Goes,
What about Squeakies? Is she still around?
I don't know.
Squeaky Frome?
I think they've all forgiven them.
You know the Beatles.
She's still around, I think, isn't she?
Yeah, no one.
One of them
did-
died.
Whoa. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All good children.
Yeah.
1, 2. Okay, that's the Beatles song Abbey Road, which came out after that.
Abbey Road came out. Oh, that's right. Yeah, they did. Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All good children go to heaven. Those
Right.
words are written on a door on the Spawn Ranch.
Ah.
Well, what's
Hey, you know-
what's the significance
Meaning,
of that?
maybe the Beatles were there, or maybe Charles Manson
Yeah, but he
wrote
wrote-
that song.
Yeah, well, he wanted to be a rock star anyway,
I'm
supposedly.
saying lyrics from an album that hadn't been released yet were on a door on the ranch where Manson and his family lived.
Well, he got Helter Skelter was from White Album, right? And
Yes.
Piggies, Little Piggies.
Yes.
That's what he wrote on the wall.
Yeah.
Oh,
that
by the
was
way,
another stab at let's start a race
well,
war.
by the way, Vincent Bugliosi died last month.
Yeah, I know.
Poor Vince.
He was a big
The
liar.
prosecutor.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Didn't you read his book? He's the guy that wrote Helter Skelter.
No, I watched the movie. The movie's much better.
Well, I remember they're calling him Mr. Bugliosi.
Even at school.
They mispronounced his name.
Even
That
at
was-
school, fellas, when they used to give us the book to read, I want to catch the movie.
What in
That
Cold
was-
Blood?
And anything. It was Mockingbird.
oh.
It was The Grape of Wrath or any shit like that. I would catch the movie.
Sometimes
And
they'd show us the
I'd
movie.
always give a different fucking version What's
That
going
was a
on?
Leave It to Beaver
Hey, Jimmy
episode.
Cagney
Remember?
did not say that, you know.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Leave It to Beaver. The Three Musketeers. Except you watched the Ritz Brothers version, and it was a musical. And
Really?
he got a D. Yeah, I think Arnie got an F. And Ward was
fuck it.
outraged.
That Wally was bad news.
Wally got laid, man.
Wally got laid?
Oh, Wally got laid all the time.
You were a fucking Wally.
Nah, you're lumpy. That's what
Well, I
you
got to
are.
be fucking lumpy, prick.
Take
There you go.
take a wild guess.
There you go again.
Frank,
Bitch.
he's dead
Every
too.
fucking yeah.
Frank
What did he die
Bank,
of?
he's
What did he
dead.
die of? Fucking cholesterol?
Yeah, I'm sure a plaque dislodged and went to his nostrils.
All right.
Okay.
Keep going.
Do you know who? Okay, so good. John Todd. You know, John Todd is this guy. He's ex-Illuminati family. He like found Jesus, and then he got real crazy, and he left all the Satan
There's a
shit.
bit of sarcasm in that.
Right.
Jesus.
And so he said that rock and roll has this druidic beat. Back to the Druids.
Oh, yeah, here we
has
go.
this druidic beat that is used to summons demons. So he says, children don't listen to rock and roll. He said the Beatles were apostles of the satanic new. They were supposed to be like the John Paul. They were supposed to be like the apostles of this satanic new agey movement. And the White Album was the Book of Revelation.
Wow. I think Ringo just turned 75. He must have made a deal with the devil because that guy has no talent at all. And look how far he got.
I don't know. I like some of the. I like "Don't Pass Me By." He wrote
That's not
that.
a bad
I like
song,
that
yeah.
one. I like.
Well,
that
I think he only wrote 2 Beatles songs, right? That one and Yellow Submarine, right? Those are the only 2 he wrote.
That's
Yellow
one of the worst.
Submarine. Now that's a great tune.
You would think so.
I love that tune, boys.
This
You
John
Oompa
Todd
Loompa.
says that, and Professor Griff from Public Enemy says this to this day, that like in places like Sony Records and Capitol and all these record companies, there is in the basement there is a like a ritual room. And they bring in these old like
We gotta get
whatever
one of
witch
them.
doctors, wizards, whatever, all these occult freakouts in there, and they put their master copy on an altar, and they do these satanic rituals around the altar to infuse the music with
Wow.
their.
I like that
fucking-
finger flutter.
With their,
God, I
with
wish
their,
people could see that.
Yeah, shit.
That
Yeah,
was
just
good
to
shit.
put spell. And he
I
said
think you
that
hypnotized me there.
Crosby.
Yeah.
He's Crosby. What's it? David?
Still Nash?
That's his name?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Crosby, Stills, and Nash.
Was-
David Crosby.
John Todd said he was good friends with him, and that after he had found God and everything, and he went back.
Crosby
to
found
visit,
God?
No. After John Todd
Oh,
found
I say,
Jesus,
holy.
and he went to
Where was
Crosby.
he?
And
Where
he
was
like-
Jesus?
He went to
Hey,
Crosby and he
that's
said,
not funny.
he says, I need to hear from your mouth why rock and roll was created. And he's like, oh, come on, don't make me tell you that. He goes, come on, why? He goes, you got to tell me. I want to hear it from your mouth. Why? He goes, so we could put spells on people that you normally couldn't cast spells on.
Wow.
That'd be great if it was true.
Yeah, no shit. I
I'd
would
like to
love
put a spell on a few people.
I'd like to put a fucking spell on you right
I'd
now.
put a spell on the polar bears.
I like to.
All of a sudden, you put a spell on Armand. He starts to say,
Yeah.
"God, we gotta
Like
save the polar
Global
bears."
warming.
I like.
Don't
Like for you
pollute.
to just walk around with.
Where do I get a
leotards
Tesla?
with a little skirt?
I don't want to exhale. It's carbon dioxide.
I'm gonna save you, Mr. Polar Bear.
Yeah.
Let's go to Armand's house.
Armand
and
to the
kill
rescue.
him.
Do you have any other scientific proof of global warming?
Well, you didn't even read that.
I
probably.
did read it. Of course I read it. I'd read it before you posted it.
Really?
It was in the Post-Dispatch. It was crap.
Oh, of course that's crap.
Ridiculous nonsense.
Of course that's crap. But here in the government, that's legit.
Who's talking about the government? I'm talking about
You said
science.
NASA.
Yeah, NASA. That's not legit.
You know what NASA stands
Well,
for?
I don't even believe that.
National Aeronautics and Space
I
Administration.
don't
No,
even.
never a straight answer.
I don't even buy that we landed on the fucking moon, and I'm
Yeah,
supposed
but
to
you
believe
believe
NASA?
global warming, and you believe global warming.
And you're believing NASA. I'm not believing NASA.
They're not
What
the only
fuck?
ones. They're not the British Academy. There was a great
Oh,
paper.
the British are real legit
Oh,
with the
okay,
fucking
well,
world.
well,
They fucked up the entire
Only
world.
only the Associated
The
Press who
fuck-
printed that stupid article about global warming and the polar bears. Now that of course is kosher.
Oh, yeah,
Well,
I
check
gotta believe
this out.
someone.
Check this out.
With actually global cooling's coming up, so button up, stupid.
Well, you know what
Keep the blubber on
Douglas MacArthur said,
you. I shall return.
and this is to change the subject. Douglas MacArthur in the New York Times on October 7th, 1955, said the next war will be an interplanetary war with peoples from other planets. It's in the New York Times. General Douglas
Well,
MacArthur
Douglas
said
MacArthur didn't have his cap
Now,
straight
let
on.
me
Anyway,
tell you
he
something.
was a little nutty.
that. Would his word be taken for like gospel in any court of law? Would there be any problem with his credibility in 1955 when he had said that? Probably not. So he said that.
I'm not sure.
In the
exactly
New York
what-
Times, of not conspiraciesorus.com or whatever, he said that to the New York Times.
Yeah.
Now, that's not a metaphor. Interplanetary pretty much
He had
was
a little
one
PCP
thing.
in his corncob pipe, I think, that day. That's. I don't know what Doug was smoking, but if it was up to Doug, we would have bombed the Chinese with nuclear weapons. We'd have nuked the Chinese.
When?
When? During the Korean War, 1951.
Wow.
1950. That's why he got fired. He told Truman to go fuck himself.
There you go.
There you go.
That's how you get fired.
Do you know what Eisenhower said after JFK assassination? I know the American people are of great common sense, and I know they will not be stampeded or bewildered. Meaning,
It's an interesting
yeah,
comment.
that's what he said.
Beware the military-industrial complex.
Yeah, of all the things he could have
That one
said
right
on his farewell address, he warned us about that.
He had an ugly wife,
He
too.
also warned us
Mamie
about
was
the
ugly.
scientific elite.
That's me.
Keep that in mind.
Yeah, if you don't, you're like that.
I'm the scientific
You're
elite.
like that fucking guy on North Dallas 40. Eat here at
Or I'll
Jim
kill you.
Bob's or I'll kill you. That's fucking
yeah.
his
Joe
line
Bob.
there.
Joe
Joe Bob's fine food.
and
Eat
you're-
here or I'll kill
You're
you.
poot. Best dang
Anyway,
catch you ever seen, poot.
you know what? While you were in that mode of going crazy,
Yeah,
I was looking up the odds of the home run derby
Oh,
coming
who
up here
cares?
for the.
The world is in the balance here. Global warming is about to doom us all.
Hey,
And
you
you're
know what?
looking up-
It's
you're
getting
looking up
depressing.
trifling
it's fucking
things
getting
like that.
depressing. I'm telling you, I'm getting tired of
You know how
hearing
much
about
carbon
the polar
dioxide
bears
they
being
put in the
killed.
air for that stupid home run derby? Have you thought about that?
No.
Oh God, it's got to be choking the planet.
Shut up. There's nothing like that happening. It's a fucking legit.
You ever heard of the second law of thermodynamics? By the way,
No, I haven't heard that. Have you?
No, I wouldn't know that. Or Henry's law,
No, I haven't heard.
partial pressures of.
Well, what's
solid-
Henry got to do? What's Henry
I
coming
thought
up with?
so. Okay,
Yeah.
the polar bear's dying. Fuck the
Atta
polar
boy.
bears. Nuke the polar bears.
You would fuck the polar bear as much pussy as you get.
Right about
that
now. I don't
would
know.
be
They're
the best thing for
You
you.
gotta
Nah,
pretty
I like koala bears. They're kind of sexy.
The koala
And I
bears.
can lure them with a little eucalyptus.
The poor
Put it in my
little guys.
pants.
Hey, have any of you guys seen the movie The Siege with
Oh yeah.
Denzel Washington?
Yeah, I saw it. Mhm.
That came out in
It's
1998.
been a long time. Yeah,
And it's about
the siege,
New
New York.
It's about a terrorist attack, right? That eventually leads to these laws changing and shit, and leads to martial law in our streets.
That's what we need, brother.
That's what The Siege is about. That movie.
I wouldn't mind that movie, The Purge.
I didn't see that.
Where once a
I
year.
can't believe you didn't see that one.
Once a year,
seen
they
it
go
either.
out and you could kill anyone you want from.
Yeah, but that's actually
I heard
based
a
on a
little
Star
bit.
Trek
I should see
episode.
it. I'll
That's
see
not
that.
even original. Remember the Star Trek episode when they went to the planet with Landru and they had festival?
I heard you say that.
Well,
before,
it is.
But,
It is.
But
They stole that
this
plot.
this was a great fucking movie.
Okay,
though.
well, how about the sequel?
Yeah, the sequel was great too. I liked it.
Yeah, I saw the sequel.
So for
What'd
one
you
day,
think of it, Chris?
one day
That
of the
was
year,
good.
you can murder and can you
Do whatever you want,
can
basically.
you pollute and put carbon dioxide in the atmosphere too? I mean, that would be.
I
wow.
would come after you motherfucker.
Let's go slaughter polar bears.
I'd go after the polar bears.
Armand be up
I
there
don't.
with, like,
I
an
wouldn't kill them.
AK-47.
Though. I
Like
love them
spearing
too
them
much.
to death. I'd go up there with a spear gun.
I would go
I'd
after
sink that little
Armand
piece of ice they're
and
floating on.
take his leg out or something. Yeah. So what else we got, guys?
Well, Cincinnati's having the All-Star game, right? Why aren't you going? Why don't you go? You're the
No,
worship
yeah,
them.
fuck. I like the Cincinnati Reds, but we're having an off year again, and now
Oh,
we're going
boy.
to get rid of our best pitcher,
Who?
Johnny Cueto.
They're getting rid of him?
Well, we can't afford him.
Who do you think will get him?
I don't know. It's going to be some American League team though. That's going to. But here's the odds of the home run derby. Albert Pujols at 7-2. My guy at Cincinnati, Todd Frazier, 4-1. And Joe Penderson, 9-2. Prince Fielder, 7-1. Josh Donaldson, 8-1. Anthony Rizzo, who I can't stand. He's a Chicago Cub asshole. He's constantly wanting to fight my Cincinnati Reds guy. So just one time, I didn't like him at all. He's 9-1. Chris Bryant, 12-1, and Manny Machado, 18-1. Why 18-1? I would pick all the underdogs here.
These are Vegas odds. You can
These
actually
are
bet
Vegas
on
odds,
this.
yeah. Odds to hit the farthest home run is Prince Fielder at 3-1. He's got a lot of weight on him.
By the way, who's the only man to have 50 home runs and 50 doubles in the same year?
50 doubles, and was that DiMaggio?
He never hit 50 home runs in a year.
He didn't?
No.
Who would it be then?
Anybody?
Thinking Babe Ruth?
No. Albert Bell.
Albert Bell. Yeah, that was that steroid era, too.
You think?
the
I don't know.
90s, yeah.
I don't know if they ever got him, but I would think it's probably.
He didn't stick around too long either.
I'd like to get some steroids.
What kind?
You got some D-ball?
Yeah, I got some. You want me to put it in right here on the air?
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
I'll pull them down. Go ahead. Put it.
Where would you put it? In the ass?
No, in the dick. Where do you think I would put? Of course.
I thought you could put it anywhere
No, you put it in my
want,
balls.
really. Well, I remember.
Oh, by the way, you're not supposed to rub that. Anybody out there that's got the rubbing type of steroid, don't put that on your nuts.
Why? What's that?
Well, it's contraindicated. I don't know. It makes them atrophy.
Hey, I got a question for you. If I bled out on the sidewalk outside, if I cut my finger or something,
Ebola.
there's some blood on. No, if I just lost some blood on the sidewalk and no one came to clean it up, how long would it be before it changed color?
Wow.
Roughly.
Not very long. Probably, I don't know, an hour, maybe 45 minutes. Yeah,
it's got to dry
and
up.
because I
then
think
it
the
would
change
do
in
what?
colors from the fibrinogen.
It would turn
Just
brown.
turn,
like.
yeah, it was from the
It's very
fibrins.
interesting, and I won't mention.
But I don't know about that's like on a garment. I don't know about a sidewalk. I'm not
All
sure.
right, let's hear what's your point on that.
Well, I won't say what bombing in what northeastern city,
Oh,
but there's really bright red blood that doesn't leave footprints or anything when you walk through it, all over. And
I thought he was asking a legitimate medical question.
Yeah, me
It
too.
is.
Everything's a
He
conspiracy.
reeled us right into that
Just
one.
saying, man.
Here I am concentrating on it.
saying I thought blood. I didn't know
Thinking
blood stayed
brown.
shiny red
Yeah.
and didn't. I thought it made footprints when you
What
walk
happens
through it.
if a polar bear can't swim?
Fuck you and my polar bear, you prick, you.
You
That should
started
just-
it.
You're the one that
banned.
wants to bang a 295-pound 5'1" Jew.
No. She was 5'2", 195. That's not that
Oh,
big.
she was 295. What the fuck?
She
are you
was wet
talking
like a
about?
filter. What did she say about her?
don't
Don't
know.
play it. Don't. It's enough.
We can
Enough.
play it. I mean,
No, enough.
oh, okay. Well, I'm just saying, if you want us to play it, we still got it.
Okay, I'm sure you do.
We'll find it in our archives. See,
It's there.
it's there.
I'd rather have you post a picture of me blowing a guy on Facebook.
Oh, wow.
That's if you can find one.
Hey, you
Good
know.
luck.
I'm sorry. You know In Excess, band In Excess.
Yes.
You know
Yeah.
Michael Hutchins, who died, the singer who died in 1997 or 98. Mm-hmm. Okay. He supposedly it was like rule first it was suicide, then they're like no, and then it looked like he was like what do they call it when you're masturbating and you
Yeah, asphyxiated.
Yeah,
and stuff.
yeah. Well-
erotic.
I'm reading this book here
Yes.
called The Covert War Against Rock
Looks very
by
interesting.
Alex
Autoerotic.
Constantine.
Very good.
Yeah. And
That's why you drive a BMW.
Michael Hutchins had a
Pays the
broken
bills.
hand.
He had a broken hand.
He had a broken hand. Now, I don't care what hand you use to masturbate. If this one's broke, it's going to hurt, and I'm not going to think about playing with myself. Are you?
You got to fight through it.
He's got a point.
He's got a point. Yeah, you're right.
I've went
Yeah,
through
But I'm just
these
saying,
days
think
I think
about
I'd probably.
I mean, think
I
about
think
that.
I'd probably use it anyway.
He had cuts and bruises and stuff on his
always got your
face, a
feet,
broken
too.
hand,
True.
and
From
said he
Wait a
still
minute.
wants to.
Why did he have cuts and bruises? He was at that night. He was at a bar drinking with the group. That's what they said.
He was with some girls at the hotel bar that night. Yeah.
And they said that there was nothing. There was no indication of him killing himself.
No, right.
That's his
right.
point.
Yeah, that's my point.
Yeah, but my
Suspects
point
foul
is,
play.
Someone killed
That's what
him.
I'm saying. He had a broken hand, and he had cuts and bruises and shit on his. So like, what's you really break your hand
Defensive wounds.
and think that and decide to masturbate with that pain in your hand?
Speaking of that, when are you going to get a
Whatever.
stripper in here?
Fuck, I can't.
What's she gonna do?
You're really offensive. You'll fucking.
I won't be offensive. I won't. I'll just
Maybe,
I'll just
maybe they
gawk.
fucking like polar bears. And you're gonna-
Then I'll be a global warming advocate.
Yeah, all of a sudden, Armin's like, I totally agree.
Yes, whatever gets me laid.
I'm a
okay,
huge advocate for the polar
global
bears.
warming, sure.
all right. Okay. Let's
Man,
keep into
oh,
that
man.
right there. I think-
Roswell, I don't care.
Sure
Whatever.
looks warm between your legs, baby.
Jeez, I believe in anything. Just
Hey,
sit on my face.
Hey, I bet you this. I bet if I got you laid, I'd get in that movie.
Oh, damn right.
I'd
would.
use the casting couch in
Oh,
another
God.
way.
You get
Oh,
top
that's
billing.
what you need to do.
I'd put you ahead of William Hurt.
You need to get Armand some vag here.
Yeah.
Get you the top
I'll
bill
get
in
in
the movie.
Yeah. Oh, he'll
He'll make
fly
some
you there.
I'm glad I got donuts.
I have to do a rewrite here.
Got to go to Ohio.
The leading scorer on the
I'll
team
drive
was
you.
known
Don't
as
worry.
the Ochoman.
I'll take you to Ohio. I'll pay for your hotel room.
Jesus Christ.
I'll just find a friend that'll.
Take
Yeah.
care of him?
Yeah, she'll be like,
Get her high,
for
whatever.
you,
Give her
honey,
coke,
yeah,
anything,
sure.
whatever it takes.
Heroin.
I got some good.
Heroin, please.
Fentanyl.
Give her that little hypnotic,
Ecstasy.
that little wrist move of yours.
Yeah, let's just perform
Boy,
a
that
satanic
thing,
ritual on her.
God.
We can turn her into a slave.
That thing's like that. What's that thing? Remember the thing you could buy in the back of a comic book? Remember Hypnotize
yeah.
Anybody? It was that
Yeah.
little disc or whatever.
I always
That
said
great.
this
What
is
was
the
that called? A vibro disc or something like that? That was
I don't
great.
know what you're talking
Not
about.
that one. The one that always got me was the one, the X-ray vision.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
And they'd always have like
I like the
hot chicks
yeah,
and
yeah.
the guy putting it
In a
on.
bra,
and
yeah.
I was like, I gotta have that.
That was on the back of Grit. Remember, you could sell
Well,
Grit.
every comic book,
And then
like Mad
Yeah,
Magazine
and then
shit like that.
what was the other thing they had that was really cool? Oh, Throw Your Voice. Remember that? They had a little, that ventriloquist thing. You could throw your
Nick,
voice.
You will get Armand
Oh,
some
no way.
vagina.
Yeah, there it is. A hypno disc.
You will get Armand hot vagina.
Vagina.
That's
Look at that
good.
circle going crazy there. Maybe I
Just injected Spanish fly.
You could throw in a
You've eaten a dozen oysters.
That is not a fentanyl patch on your right arm.
Put my picture up, will you?
You could. Hey, speaking of fentanyl, you can like throw in a prescription, like as a bonus.
Yeah, that's all I need.
Yeah.
DEA up my ass. Great.
Well, hey, what? I'm telling you, I think we ought to go with my whiskey here.
How about
I
your
agree.
picks? Oh, you mean for our sponsor?
Our
Our
sponsor,
sponsor's Walmart. Have
Walmart.
Have the
telling
foot-long
you,
burrito.
We're going with the Hatfield and
Walmart.
McCoy
Yeah,
whiskey.
great whiskey, based
And-
right here in St.
and
Louis.
Is it based in
Yeah,
St.
based
Louis?
right here
Are
in
you
I thought
St.
it
kidding?
was Kentucky bourbon.
No, it's actually American. What's it called on there? American whiskey. I believe.
American whiskey?
It's not bourbon. It's American whiskey.
You're kidding.
No, it's
I
American
thought it was
whiskey. It's
bourbon.
not
It's
Will.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
The taste of it is unbelievable. Anyone out there
It's a really
that's,
interesting story.
that
You can read about it
stops
online.
by the liquor department here, you ought to check out this Hatfield and the McCoys. The bottle is really cool. It gets you enticed to drinking
and
it.
Didn't that whole feud start over like a pig got shot or something?
Well, I had actually
Hatfield
heard,
McCoy?
and I don't know. I was reading on
That was
their
a feud,
their
by the way.
Yeah, I know
website.
Oh, you knew that, huh?
Yeah,
that
of
and
course.
actually
I
I
thought
heard
it was
from our-
more about the North and South.
I
it's about a
heard
pig.
from the GM. Now I don't know if this is correct, but when he was explaining the whiskey here to me, he said the reason that they decided to develop the whiskey is that the feud actually started over
A still?
whiskey, and that the
possible.
Hatfields had their own style of whiskey, and the McCoys had their own style of whiskey, and that's how the big feud started. So when these guys decided to develop the whiskey, that they went out, they reached out to the existing members of the Hatfield family, existing members of the McCoy families, and they asked for each of the recipes and combined them together, and that's what this is.
Wow.
Well, that's
It's
great
the actual
stuff.
combined
That's
original
great.
recipes.
Wow.
That's called Legendary Hatfield and McCoy Family Brand Whiskey. So if you're out there and out about and you're at a liquor store or your grocery store, look for the Hatfield and McCoy Family Brand Whiskey.
Right, and
if
if
you
you're on
want
Plenty
info-
of Fish, look for me.
Yeah, yeah. So look for our Mike.
I'm the guy with the big frown on his
Yeah,
face.
exactly. He's
Well,
very
he's the
upset.
one with a big fat Jewish broad on top of his
and
face,
the polar bear in the background.
as a rug.
If you believe in global warming, so do I.
So do I.
And I'm willing to relocate, too.
Well, you know
I
what,
don't care where
guys?
you live.
Our hours about getting there.
Yeah,
What's
give us your damn picks, will you?
well, you know what? I got no picks.
I got a couple of stocks.
couple stocks.
Yes.
Let's roll with that one.
Sadly,
Just for that, I'm going to withhold my stock picks. The hell with
my
you.
cutie.
I hate you.
What do you got for us?
MU, Micron Technology. It's way off, and it's a good stock. It's a good company. MU and Lin Energy, Line, Lin Energy. 12.5% dividend.
What are you projecting?
I don't have to project anything. Yeah. Yes, I'm projecting it's going to go up. If I
within
thought it'd
a
go down,
couple
I would say
months?
short it.
Right. That's you
Which
do that a lot.
by
too.
the way, my pick on Shake Shack, when I said short Shake Shack,
Yeah.
it was in the 90s. It's in the 50s now.
Wow.
You would have
Jesus Christ,
made so
that's a
much money.
Big drop too.
Oh, you'd have been a millionaire. I would have been a millionaire. I'm even stupider.
Wow.
I called it and I didn't invest in it.
Wow.
That's a hard pill to swallow.
What do you got going this weekend, Nick?
Still wouldn't get laid.
You know what? I just have to throw this in. You know, if you Google image the Denver International Airport, you will see that the runways are formed into a swastika.
Now, is that the old one or the?
No, I'm going to do the
new one. Is that the new one?
Cahokia Mounds thing. I bought a glow-in-the-dark Ouija board the other day off eBay.
He's got to get us on that. He's got to invite us on
I'm bringing that in next week, the glow-in-the-dark Ouija board.
Now, which one? Is it Denver, the new one, or Stapleton? Because that was the old
Denver International.
Okay, because Stapleton was the old airport.
Denver.
That's anti-Semitic.
We know
No
that.
shit.
We know that, babe. Why,
go out and buy a
would
Ford.
they have it on a swastika-looking thing?
Check it out. I don't know. Well, there's there was all kinds of art in there, New World Order shit, some Nazi weird murals and demonic statues
I bet
in
there's
there.
a 322
Check it
around
out.
there somewhere.
Denver International Airport art, like murals and shit. It's weird.
It's weird. LeBron loves hanging out there.
He probably yeah.
He's fucked us with that LeBron shit, hasn't he? I
all
can't
I
ever
think
look.
about.
I can't ever look at LeBron.
LeBron
Did you
fucked
get something for
himself.
Chris for his birthday? He just had a birthday.
I did, yeah.
No, I didn't get him anything for his
You're a
birthday.
He got me donuts.
Now, those are mine. I'm taking them with me. You better take the ones you want because I'm taking the box.
He will too. He'll take the box. Not kidding. That's my payment to him, though.
Yeah, that was for that
4 or 5
slur.
donuts. Anyway, guys, it's been great having you guys again on the show. And hey, next week I think we're gonna do it on Thursday, right?
Yeah,
Well, how
we'll do it
about
on
that? Will you
Thursday.
be okay
Thursday.
with that?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I got a podiatry
Okay,
seminar
we'll see.
next week.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah.
We'll be
I don't
here
know why.
sometime.
I don't see any patients.
Yeah.
I don't see any women. I don't see any patients. I don't treat anybody. I don't
Such a
fuck
loner.
anybody.
You're such a loner.
God.
All right.
The life of a screenwriter.
I'm now depressed.
All right. Well, any case, let's all have a great weekend.
Yep.
Hopefully it stopped raining. It's been raining here every goddamn
it's
day
nice
in
and
St.
cool,
Louis. And I think the next 2 days we're going to see a lot of sun. So
It's going to be hot.
Yeah, it's
Very
going to
hot.
be like 90s.
Ah, shit.
I know.
yeah, well, what can
Oh,
you do?
I'm going to Austin this weekend.
There you go.
Austin,
Austin's a great
Texas.
place.
Texas.
There you go.
I won't get laid there either.
They got hot chicks there. You can
Hey,
probably find some
yeah, you
hot
never
chicks.
know.
They're all liberals. They all believe in global warming.
Well, why don't you buy into it one
Give me a
fucking
T-shirt
time?
that says that. I believe in global warming. Kiss me. I believe in global warming.
Yeah, that's-
I bet you'd get some
I bet I get
reactions.
laid
Yeah.
more.
I bet
Picture of a polar bear.
You know what? I honestly think this prick does this every time he meets a girl on one of these date sites. They tell him what they like, and next thing you know, he goes anti on him. He's like,
Yeah.
no, that's not how it goes.
You're an
And,
idiot.
Yeah.
And he goes, oh, fuck it, I didn't
nice,
get laid again.
nice scientific response. You're a dumb slut.
Like an idiot. Get out of here.
That's what he does.
I employ the C word liberally.
Oh, man. You know what we need to
Pepper my dialogue with it.
That's for a whole nother show. We need to set up Armand like on a date.
Yeah,
Get him to
take
say
it
all
with
this
me.
awkward shit and record it.
Oh, God,
God,
that
would
would
be
be
amazing.
Yeah, well, that would be
he wouldn't
amusing.
care. He wouldn't care.
I know.
Piper anyway.
Anything for the ratings.
Like started off like he's real nice, he's a gentleman and everything, and then just out of the blue at some point he's like, "Fuck you, you dumb cunt," and she's like,
we would-
"Excuse me?" He's like, "No, I said, would you like some blackberry pudding?"
We would say everything that he's against to her for him to fucking comprehend.
Put an earpiece in his ear, okay,
Yeah.
and have us sitting in a control room with some screens where we can see everything, and just say what we want him to say. Oh, that would be amazing.
Or no, have her say.
Yeah.
Why don't we get a
everything.
stripper in here and have me say these things? How about that?
Yeah. Well, that would also be hilarious.
That'd be
We're
more fun.
working on it. It's coming. It's coming.
6 months ago, this guy said we were going to get a stripper in here.
All right, guys. It's been great having our show
Give me my
again.
donuts.
See you guys
Let's get outta
next
here.
week. And
Boycott
from the
Walmart.
from the Ochoman, Nick, Armand, Chris, we are out of here.
Boycott the Confederacy.
Over now. Because when the going gets tough,
Are you feeling
the
horny?
tough get going. Who's with me? Let's go. Come on. Ah!
Ew, I just queefed like a big Jewish giraffe.
Behind the Eight Ball. Only on Ignotainment. Leave us your questions and comments below this podcast in the comments section of the iTunes podcast store.
I'm all clean shaven like a 13-year-old boy at his bar mitzvah.